Hi guys. Okay, just thought I'd go through my wizard build for Diablo 3. This is the patch 2.5.1. This is the patch hopefully just before the release of 2.6 or 2.5. What is it? 2.1, I think it is. Alright, so yeah, the build as such is, I think it's more going towards a fire build, and just want to show you how I've done that and what's working for me at a Torment 1 level. Now, right off the bat, what we need to discuss as well is that if you are below the Paragon level that I am, you are not likely to get the same results, and I think that's something that a lot of YouTube's video posters and streamers forget to tell you. It's because each time you're leveling up in your Paragon points, you're adding to your primary stats, and which is going to affect them. And so you see a lot of guys posting videos that are Paragon level 300, 400, and they're getting astronomical amounts of damage, and that's why, is because their Paragon points are a lot higher than ours. Okay, so let's just go through the equipment first of all. Okay, and we start off with the weapon. I've got the Mad Monarch Scepter, which after killing 10 enemies releases a Poison Nova that deals 1,321 weapon damage as poison. And that's really good, because it's something that you don't need to click on, you don't need to activate in any way. It's automatically going to do that. As soon as you've killed your 10th creature, it's going to explode with a Poison Nova. It could have been better. I had to re-roll intelligence into that, but yeah. Okay, so that's that. It's really important that you get a socket into that, and then of course pop an emerald into that. Okay, let's go right across to the boots. I've got the Firewalkers. Again, could have been better, but I've rolled into it the wave of force extra damage by 13%. Okay, we can see that the maximum roll on intelligence is 500, so for me 493 was close enough. I wasn't going to spend time re-rolling that. I've got the Tel Rush's Unwavering Glare. I've got the 3 sets, so this is going to add 100 resistance. I'm looking for the 4th. As of yet, I'm still looking for the Ring of Royal Grandeur. I'm dying to get my hands on one of those. In which case I would be getting the damage with Arcane Cold Fire or Lightning will cause a meteor of the same damage type to fall from the sky, which will be really great. Now, at the moment I've just got an empty socket on there, so I'm waiting to put a gem into it, so my damage isn't quite as high as what it could be. Of course I'm going to be putting a topaz into that, okay, increase my intelligence. Right, my Leoric Signet, 454 intelligence out of the 500. At the moment, re-rolling this to get a better intelligence onto this is really not worth my while at the moment, because it's going to cost me another gem, and those are really expensive in my opinion. I think it's overly expensive. The other ring is the Stolen Ring, and not too bad there. Again, the intelligence has to be re-rolled, but again, that's the gem story, and I think it's just too expensive for me at the moment. In terms of bracers, I've got the Reaper's Wraps, and this seems to be the best one for this type of build. I need to re-roll that into fire damage, but I rolled a perfect 500 intelligence, which was really great. And the life per hit is really nice as well. It's very close to being perfect there as well. Moving into the chest piece, we've got the Tel Rush's Relentless Pursuit. Some of these names are really hard to say. Okay, and again, rolled the intelligence. Can be a bit higher, but at the moment, just struggling a little bit for resource. The wraps, or the gloves, should I say, automatically gives me more fire damage, and I re-rolled for the critical hit damage increase. Can be better, so we'll see how things go, and I might re-roll that again. The Paladrons, Pauldrons, or however you want to say it, okay. We got 476 intelligence re-rolled into that, and it gives us that nice little bit of backup, as if we do die, that we've got a chance. It's a small chance, but it's a chance. And then I need a better helm, but for the most part this helm is doing nicely for me with the extra intelligence there. Okay, and then in the amulet slot we've got the Talrash's Allegiance, and yeah, so that's going to give me extra 17% more fire damage, and which is why I really want to re-roll the bracers into fire damage as well, because that will really boost up the fire damage that I have. And then the belter, I'm really loving this belt, is that whenever I pick up a health globe, there's an explosion which deals 300% of my weapon damage as fire to my enemies, and that being 300% of 2,241 or whatever it is. I think it's really cool. Okay. Now some of the gems are like this one over here in the pants department. I want to re-roll the magic missile damage into something else. I'm not too sure quite yet, but I'll change that. And yeah, that's the gear. Going through the skills, let's just have a look at that. I'm using a spectral blade with the flame blades, and I'll show you why. Is that each time I hit them, I increase the damage of my fire spells. Okay, so that works out really nicely in terms of the critical hit damage. Comes across as very nice. Okay, so Wave of Force, Heat Wave, of course, doing more fire damage. It's just a really nice area effect spell. Okay. Love these guys talking over me. But anyway, the familiar, I'm using Spark Flint, which is again a fiery damage, so that's going to increase my damage there. And the energy armor. Now the energy armor, I'm using Pinpoint Barrier for the increase of the hit chance, which is a nice one. It gives me an extra 5%. Okay. Then, magic weapon, I'm using Deflection, provides a shield when attacking. I can give it the bonus over here, Force Weapon, that'll increase my damage, okay, by 20%, so yeah, yeah, can work. Let's go with that for now, and we'll see how that works. And then Archon. Archon is sort of my backup for when I come across a champion or an elite pack where they're using a lot of crowd control things, and I find myself stuck in a position, and Archon just helps me get that big punch. Also, when you're dealing with bosses or mini-bosses, the Archon is very good at dispensing high critical hits, which is really good. And you can usually, at T1, at this level, I'm usually knocking out a boss within 30 seconds. So, not bad there on that time. Right, and then in terms of skills, I'm using Audacity to give me 15% additional damage to enemies within 15 yards. I'm using Conflagration, which allows me to apply a burning effect, increasing their chance to be critically hit by 6% for 3 seconds. Unwavering Will, when I stand still, which I will be standing still for most of the time when I'm attacking large groups, so increasing my armor by 20%, or resistance by 20%, and damage by 10%. And then I'm using Arcane Dynamo, which after 5 melee hits with my Spectral Blades, we are going to be able to unleash a non-signature spell, which would be the Wave of Force. And that is going to be hit with an additional 60% damage. So not bad all round. So I'm just going to pop in and show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, first things first, what we want to do is pop the first three skills. Okay, so I've got my familiar, I've got my energy armor, and I've got my force weapon. Just showing what I'm doing at the moment, that gives me 1,114,000 damage. Okay, my toughness is 7.3 million. So that's pretty high up there, and I shouldn't be encountering too many problems at that stage. Some people might say that it's a bit much to have that much protection, but I kind of like it. Okay. Running. Okay, so you can see that the dynamo's working and the fiery blades is giving us extra damage there per second. Now, the more enemies you are able to put into that, the quicker that number goes up. You see it's going up to 27 times the damage, and they are just being melted away by that spectral blade at that point. It's just increasing critical hits all over the place. There's the Nova, and just does massive amounts of damage. Just clears a huge area, which is fantastic. Okay, looks like we're going to be coming across our little task over here, and I'm just going to show you. You don't actually have to complete the mission, but I do. I like the extra experience from killing the boss, but here's a quick way of doing that. You don't have to stop at each one, make him disappear, and then move on to the next one. And there, that Nova hit for 16 million in the crit damage, and I haven't even used my secondary here. Okay, there was a 22 million damage in there. Okay, and Elite Pack, I'm just going to use my Wave of Force, and you can see how quickly that just whittles them down. Of course, I'm standing still at this point, so my damage goes up by an extra percentage, you know, so that's really cool. And they're popping those health potions, well, not potions, but the health drops there. It just gives me that extra damage that in a large pack where you find them dropping, that gives you the extra damage there. Okay. Oh, that's it. I hope you like that. And try it out, see if you like it. And just leave a comment below. Thanks. Cheers.